Brittany, my favorite girl in the whole wide world. Just gotta let everybody know that she's my favorite girl. Started on a Friday afternoon, came to see a show after school. And as I rocked the crowd, something made me look at you. Brittany, my favorite girl in the whole wide world. Just gotta let everybody know that she's my favorite girl. I love you.
Before we take you guys all the way to Maui, we have to start where the love story begins. With me being Danique, romantic, hilarious, and completely extra in the best way possible. This song was dedicated to Brittany because apparently she is my favorite girl. And honestly, this moment set the tone for everything that came after. Laughter, love, and a whole lot of memories.
This next clip still feels absolutely insane. It was the morning of Christmas Eve, and I still remember everybody calling me downstairs, and I remember when my parents and my sister kept calling my name. I don't know why, but in that moment, hearing the mysterious sense of urgency in their voices, I felt this nervous feeling deep down in my spirit, and right then, even though I never felt this feeling before, I felt like this could be it. Then I kind of shook it off though, and I was like, nah, they probably just made a breakfast or something. But to come downstairs and see our little sweet Mia's face with that huge smile and to hear that nervous little laugh, I knew that something was definitely different about this moment. It was insanely sweet, emotional, and so special because our baby was a part of the beginning of this new chapter. Even though the world was going through some really extremely heavy times, which was one of COVID's peak times, by the way, this moment reminded us that time waits for no one and life is short. You can never take any day that you're blessed to wake up for granted.
And here's the ring. Of course, we had to get a few pictures showing you guys the cut on that diamond. But more than the ring, this picture represents family. It was the three of us standing at the beginning of a new journey, not knowing exactly how the wedding would happen, but knowing that we wanted to move forward together.
This was one of those small moments that made everything start to feel so real. That moment Danique showed me a picture of his haircut was the moment I knew that it was time. The countdown had officially begun, and it was no longer something that, we were just talking about anymore. I mean, it was here. We were leaving like the next day.
This was during one of the most chaotic times of COVID-19. Social distancing was serious, and keeping our loved ones was a safe top priority for Brittany and I. We had to decide if we were going to do a drive-through wedding where family and friends could bless us from their cars, or if we were going to do something completely different and elope. It was not an easy decision because we love our families deeply, but we knew safety had to come first.
Then my parents actually stepped in with one of the most selfless ideas. It was so unexpected. They actually encouraged us to enjoy ourselves and make the moment special because everything was just so chaotic at the time. So actually, they encouraged us to elope to Vegas. I'm not sure if elope means kind of run away and get married without anyone knowing, or if it's just like, hey, you guys take off and just go even if people know. But anyway, we'll say elope. But yeah, they just said, hey, things are crazy right now. Instead of being stressed, you guys just go to Vegas or something. And the thing is, we had something else in mind. Vegas sounded really awesome, but we thought about Hawaii. Hawaii is absolutely beautiful, and they were on board for it. They watched Mia for us, which allowed us to take this leap together, this new chapter of life. That love and support from my family meant absolutely everything. Just like that, we were on our way to Hawaii. We flew Alaskan Airlines, and for such a long trip, which was like 17 or 18 hours, it was actually extremely comfortable. The flight was long, but our excitement made it feel like the beginning of an adventure, you know? We were leaving behind the stress, the planning, and the uncertainty. That was big. So big for us. I mean, because again, it was COVID. We weren't sure if we were going to have the type of wedding to where it was like one of the drive-through weddings where, you know, people take their turns and drive through and give you their best wishes. And, you know, there wasn't any way to really be close with everyone. So the fact that we could leave that behind and we had our family's blessing with that, I mean, it was just one less thing to worry about.
Now, this was definitely an enjoyable moment on the plane with this guy enjoying his food. But don't worry, we were not too jealous because we had our own food too. We had Fridays, and if you know, you know. A good burger and fries before landing in paradise is not a bad way to start a honeymoon.
When we finally started seeing the mountains, the water, the clouds, and the boats, it felt breathtaking. Hawaii has a way of making you slow down and just look around. You know, a lot of times we're all too busy in life and it's just like rush, rush, rush. But I don't know, there's something beautiful and just so different about Hawaii. You know, after all the chaos of COVID and all the uncertainty around our wedding, these views, they felt like peace.
Then came the Jeep. We rented this dope steel gray Jeep Wrangler, and honestly, this is the moment that made us fall in love with Jeeps. The ride was a little rugged, but that was part of the fun. It made the whole trip feel adventurous, free, and unforgettable.
Our Airbnb condo was sensational. It was right in the middle of the beach, literally beachfront. And it felt like we had found a hidden gem. During our time when everything felt restricted, having that view and that peaceful space felt like a blessing. I actually used to be against Airbnbs because I just saw in the scary movies to where, you know, people would have like hidden cameras and all that. I don't know. I was just afraid of that. But Danique actually, he had a way of making me feel calm about it. And I'm so glad that we went the Airbnb route. And that is usually the way that we go now when we travel, the route that we use. We still use hotels, of course. We love hotels, but Airbnbs, you know, you can find some really, really, really amazing places to just spend your time, and it feels like you're home away from home.
This was our first time getting ready to swim since landing in Maui, and you can just feel the excitement. We were together in Hawaii, preparing to get married. Of course, we missed Mia and our family, but we also knew that this was the safest way. It ended up being more beautiful than we could have ever imagined.
I will say that Hawaii did not disappoint when it came to the food, and we are huge foodies, so usually if we say something is good, you can trust it. This restaurant was breathtaking. Every meal felt like a part of an experience. It wasn't just a meal at that point, you know. It was flavor, it was culture, it was spices, it just everything, the views, the atmosphere, the flavors, again, everything. I mean, Hawaii, honestly, the places that we went to had some of the best food that I personally have ever tried, honestly. At least some of the top foods, some of the top restaurants. So, yeah, 10 out of 10.
And here's Brittany in one of her favorite swimsuits. I wanted her to feel beautiful, especially when the setting was already in paradise.
Another day, another amazing restaurant. Maui had so many beautiful places to eat, to relax, and just take everything in. The food was a major part of the honeymoon experience for sure.
This was absolutely insane. Zip lining through the jungle is one of those experiences we will never forget. It was adventurous, exciting, and very thrilling, but in the best way. Moments like this made the trip feel more than a wedding. It felt like a full adventure.
Then came the moment when it became legal. We signed our marriage certificate, and everything started to feel real in a different way. We were officially husband and wife even before the ceremony happened. We were literally one under God. That alone meant everything.
After signing the certificate, we went to the mountains and just sat on top of the Jeep, taking it all in. We had just gotten legally married. No big crowd, no huge production, just us, God, nature, and the reality that our lives had changed forever.
Now, this shark dive was crazy. We actually had real videos of us in the cage, but unfortunately, we lost some of the footage. Still, these clips give you an idea. Yeah, we were really in there. Yes, the sharks were real, and yes, it was intense. I actually had a hard time breathing and kept choking on the water because, yes, I can swim to save my life, but no, swimming in the middle of the ocean at that is not exactly a talent of mine. But even with all of that, it was an unforgettable experience, and I would definitely do it again. Although, I don't know if Danique would, because this also, he might feel a little embarrassed about this, but that's when I first caught a glimpse of the fact that my husband gets incredibly seasick. He threw up so much on that boat. Oh my gosh. Like, the guys, they were so nice though. The guys that worked on the ship or on the boat, they gave him medicine, and it was horrible. I felt so bad for him, but I never knew that he couldn't handle the water. You know, he's a great swimmer, wonderful swimmer, but I just did not know that he got seasick. So that was pretty lonesome for me, because I felt lonesome for him. But he handled it like a trooper. So yeah.
Everywhere we looked, Maui gave us another beautiful view. The mountains, the ocean, the sky. It all felt like something out of a movie. These little scenery moments help us breathe and really appreciate where we are.
The submarine was incredible. We saw eels, starfish, sharks, coral, and so much sea life or ocean life. It felt like we were literally stepping into another world under the water. Hawaii was giving us beauty from every angle, above land, on the water, and underneath it.
Now let's talk about the wedding dress situation. Before leaving for Maui, Brittany ordered several dresses online and spent thousands trying to find the right one. But you know how online shopping can go. What you see online is not always what shows up at your door. So we arrived in Maui with no wedding dress, and the wedding was the next day. Somehow, after all that, she finally found a dress, and honestly, it was perfect.
The night before the wedding, we watched the sunset together. That was indescribable. It was peaceful, romantic, and emotional. Again, knowing that you have entered a covenant with you, your spouse, and God is an extremely humbling feeling, to say the very least.
The morning of the wedding, we were still sightseeing in the mountains. I tried to climb on top of the Jeep to get a camera shot, and right before the wedding, Brittany broke a nail. So now, in the morning of our wedding, we had to rush and find a nail salon. It was stressful at the moment, but now it was one of those funny stories we will always remember.
Here is more footage from our water adventures. Hawaii kept giving us these moments that were peaceful and exciting at the same time.
Now, this part was pretty cool. Everywhere we looked in the sand, there were holes, small holes, medium holes, big holes, and the crabs would start peeking out. Every time you moved your foot, it felt like a whole cluster of crabs might come out. It was freaky, but it was also one of those moments that made the beach feel alive.
Walking around Maui was gorgeous. The flowers, the birds, the tropical colors, the culture, everything. We even saw parrots, and if you listen closely, in this clip you might even catch them talking, which always sounds so amazing and a little freaky at the same time, which is, I don't know, it's just something about hearing them talk, you know, they just, I kind of don't want to talk about it, but it was pretty awesome.
This Tiki Sports Bar was such a vibe. Live music, live performances, great food, and an amazing atmosphere. The performers had this neo-soul Hawaiian feel, and it was so good we went more than once. It was one of our favorite chill spots during the trip for sure.
Then came the wedding. We do actually have video from the ceremony, but the waves were so loud, and then it started raining during the wedding, which leads me to an interesting fact. At first, you might think rain would be a problem, but the officiant that actually married us told us that it is a Hawaiian belief that the rain on your wedding day is a sign of good luck, that your marriage will stand the test of time. Of course, we say in Jesus' name, we receive that. But I thought that was pretty interesting. And so I guess you just embrace it.
After the ceremony, we just kept soaking it all in. More pictures, more swimming, more moments together. We were officially married, and the honeymoon energy was fully there.
The next few scenes are more restaurants, more food, and more views of Hawaii, of course. Every place we went to was next level. The food and scenery were exceptional.
This little moment of us walking on the beach is simple, but it says so much. No big production, no crowd, no rush. Just us walking together in one of the most beautiful places in the world.
For our wedding dessert, we ended up having cheesecake. The restaurant was high-end, but to our surprise, the dessert options were only tiramisu or cheesecake, and cheesecake was the definite winner for both of us. I personally am a big cheesecake lover, and to this day, hands down, this was the best cheesecake I have ever had in my life. Now, every year on our anniversary, we have a slice of cheesecake to celebrate our union back in Hawaii. In 2 months, it will be our 5th anniversary. So, who knows, maybe we will travel somewhere that is known for the best cheesecake. So, if y'all have any places or suggestions, drop down in the comments and let us know.
For our last day in Hawaii, we decided to island hop to Honolulu. The flight from Maui to Honolulu was approximately about 30 minutes. Maui was peaceful and romantic, but Honolulu gave us a little city adventure before heading home.
Now, this was actually the last night in Honolulu. Funny story is, I told Danique to take a picture of where we parked because my phone died. Danique said, "I got this, boo." And of course, he did not have it. And on top of our luau getting canceled without any notice, we ended up lost for 3 straight hours trying to find the car because 1, it was dark, and 2, there were so many parking garages It was frustrating at the time, but now, I mean, it's one of the funniest parts of the trip. Something that we can laugh at.
After all the adventure, all the beauty, and all the memories, we came home to Mia. She was so excited to see us, and we were just as excited to see her. That was the only thing missing from the trip, our baby girl. Coming home to her made everything feel complete.
For our 1-year anniversary, I wanted to do something not only special for Danique, but special for Danique and Mia, since Mia wasn't able to make it to the wedding. So I brought Hawaii home. Amazon had everything from tiki cups, giant tropical leaves, lace,
we brought Hawaii
hula skirts, and even a Maui outfit for Danique. And for those who don't know who Maui is, which I'm sure the majority of the world does, Maui is actually a Disney character from the Disney movie, one of my all-time favorite Disney movies, which is Moana. And so I found this outfit for him, and yeah. So I will say this about Danique. He is, that's one of the things that I love about him. He isn't easily embarrassed, so he wore this outfit with absolute pride.
And I wore that Maui outfit with pride. That was one of the things Brittany loved about me. I'm not easily embarrassed. I can have fun with family and commit to the moment. I even wore it outside when walking the dog.
Oh, my baby. Before we went out for our anniversary dinner, Mia had her own little jam session per usual. In this clip, it shows Mia and all of her personality. She is still the same after all this time. I love that about her. Like her dad, she's never afraid to just let loose a little and dance literally like no one is watching. This moment made the anniversary feel like a family celebration, not just a couple celebration. Mia's genuine excitement in this clip is just a reminder about the fact that celebrating this 1-year anniversary and every anniversary that we have in Jesus' name, we'll have many, many more decades and decades more to come. But this was a reminder that it's not just about Danique and I. It's about family, you know, it's about love, it's about togetherness. So, yeah, this is a beautiful clip.
We celebrated our 1-year anniversary at Eddie V's Steakhouse, and the experience was absolutely amazing. The waitress surprised us with a beautiful dessert, and Brittany was speechless. It was one of those moments that reminded us that kind and thoughtful people still exist. This service was exceptional, and it made the night even feel more special.
Looking back, this trip was more than a wedding and honeymoon. It was a reminder that even during a chaotic time, love can still be beautiful. We didn't have the traditional wedding we may have imagined, but we had something intimate, adventurous, spiritual, funny, and unforgettable. Maui gave us peace. Our family gave us support. God gave us covering. And this journey gave us memories we will carry for the rest of our lives. So, this is our Maui elopement story during COVID. Just the two of us with our family and our hearts, and a whole lot of love leading the way.